Hey everyone, welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to unpack the MDCAT MDCATprep app. If your study routine is kind of feeling like a chaotic mess of scattered notes and heavy textbooks right now, you'll want to stick around. Today, we're exploring how this platform attempts to transform all that chaos into a highly structured, foolproof path to medical college. Here's our game plan for today. We'll quickly walk through the Welcome to MDCATprep ecosystem, check out the high-yield revision notes, dive into the topic-wise practice and explanations, look at mastering past exam papers, and wrap it all up with the 50-day study challenge.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1. Welcome to MDCATprep, your offline study ecosystem. Right off the bat, the core dashboard is super intuitive. You've got instant access to all the heavy hitters you need: biology, chemistry, physics, and English. But the real kicker here? It's all about offline accessibility. Because let's face it, your phone's notifications are literally your worst enemy when you're trying to prep for exams. To put this into perspective, we're talking about a massive volume of content at your fingertips, over 25,000 multiple-choice questions. And because the whole thing is entirely offline ready, you can just flip your phone into airplane mode, kill those distractions, and get totally in the zone absolutely anywhere you are. Moving right along to Section 2, High-Yield Revision Notes, Building the Foundation. You know how intimidating subjects like force and motion in physics or reaction kinetics in chemistry can be, right? Well, the app breaks those massive, scary topics down into super digestible, targeted modules. It basically organizes your brain and your focus before you even read a single word. And instead of making you slog through dense, sprawling textbook chapters, these biology notes just give you the distilled facts you actually need. For instance, it explicitly maps out the specific sequence of the bacteriophage lytic cycle: attachment, penetration, DNA injection. It hits the nail on the head by showing you exactly what the exam boards prioritize. So this is absolutely crucial. It's the classic difference between working hard and working smart. You're not wasting hours highlighting random fluff in a giant textbook. You're directly absorbing concepts that show up on the exam over and over again. Like when you learn that envelope viruses are not tolerant to antibodies, boom, you've just banked a notoriously tested, high-yield fact. And hey, this isn't just for the sciences. Memorizing English vocab can be completely overwhelming. But here, you get this concise list of synonyms pulled straight from past multiple-choice explanations. So words like stringent, meaning strict, precise, or rigorous, are instantly connected to how they've historically appeared on the test. It's a real game changer. Okay, on to Section 3. Topic-wise practice and explanations, also known as the practice loop. I want you to think about this for a second. How do you actually learn from your mistakes? It's one thing to get a practice question wrong, see a big red X, and move on. But you aren't really learning if you do that. The absolute secret sauce to top-tier prep is immediate, actionable feedback. You need to know exactly why you messed up, right in that moment. And this is exactly how that crucial feedback loop works in practice. Let's say you're doing a reaction kinetics question, and you mistakenly guess rusting of iron for the fastest reaction. The system stops you right away and explains that adding silver nitrate to sodium chloride is actually a near instantaneous precipitation reaction. It corrects your misunderstanding right on the spot. This exact same rigorous feedback applies everywhere. Take a tricky biology question about the anisotropic band, or the A band. You're not just blindly guessing that it's made of both myosin and actin filaments. The detailed explanation makes sure you truly understand why the A band looks dark under polarized light. It perfectly reinforces those high-yield notes you read earlier with real active practice.
Next up, Section 4, Mastering Past Exam Papers, or Historical Testing.
Look, if you want to beat the test, you've got to know the test makers. And here you have an extensive historical library of past exams from the major medical universities. You get to test yourself against the exact phrasing and difficulty levels of UHS, NUMS, KMU, and FMDC. You're literally stepping right into the shoes of past test takers.
Plus, you can totally customize your attack plan. You can strategically target biology past papers by specific topics, like jumping straight into every historical question on bioenergetics. Or you can go chronological for English, testing yourself year by year, all the way back to 2005. You are completely in control of how you tackle exam history.
Finally, let's dive into Section 5, the 50-day study challenge, structuring your success.
This timeline is pretty brilliant because it totally removes the guesswork from your schedule by forcing a very specific pace.
You start with daily topic tests on day 1, then it progressively ramps things up to crash tests by day 22, and eventually you're hitting full syllabus exams by day 45.
Literally every single day is meticulously mapped out for you. You wake up, open it up, and you don't waste half an hour agonizing over what to study. You just tap the colored block for the day. It starts right at the beginning with foundational topic tests on day 1. The entire mental load of planning is completely lifted off your shoulders.
And the best part is, even inside this daily schedule, that essential practice loop we just talked about remains firmly in place. From the very first day of the challenge, you're getting those detailed explanations. Taking a day 1 question clarifying the exact difference between a mitochondrion and a mitoplast ensures your foundation is absolutely rock solid right from the starting gun.
Now, as we move into the second half of the schedule, you can see how the intensity really escalates. You transition out of those focused crash tests and dive into the grueling half-syllabus exams. This is honestly where your mental endurance is forged. It's training your brain to hold massive amounts of information all at once. By the time you hit days 45 through 50, you're tackling complete, full-length papers, FLP 1, 2, and 3. You're simulating the exact duration and, yeah, the exhaustion of the real exam day. It ensures that when you finally sit down for the actual test, you're fully battle-tested and ready for whatever they throw your way.
So, we've seen how strict structuring, focusing on high-yield facts, and immediate feedback loops can completely tame study chaos. The strategy is all laid out for you. The only provocative question left to ask yourself right now is, are you just studying hard, or are you actually studying smart? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and hey, happy studying!